long time. I've been waiting for a long time. You say you had the best wife. Been waiting for a chance to test you out. I heard that you love to run your mouth. Talk you a talk on the internet, but up to now you don't give me yet. And you so pull up a shot, so come defend that. Say the one you got from to my shot me back. And I hope your energy could have back up the chat. Tell me I'm just nothing wrong with that. You say you could have put me flat on my back. Well, run it, girl. Whoa, don't make excuses. If you got it, then prove it. Oh, girl. Don't make excuses. If you got it, then prove it. Yeah. Time. I've been waiting for a long time. You say you had the best wife. Been waiting for a chance to test you out. I heard that you love to run your mouth. Long time. I've been waiting for a long time. You say you had the best wife. Been waiting for a chance to test you out. I heard that you love to run your mouth. Come girl, now the vibes is right and I feel the energy. Come girl, you're on your mouth, no sign to come out of the house. Come girl, you know I'm tired of the games and I already feel it. Come girl, come here. Come girl, give me a long time. I've been waiting for a long time. You say you had the best wife. Been waiting for a chance to test you out. I heard that you love to run your mouth. Long time, CJ. Long time.
Greetings and salutations, one and all. Big ups to all those who've been waiting for a long time. The son of CJ kicking us off tonight. A track called Long Time. Big ups to each and everyone locked in. Those on TuneIn Radio on the night shift to DJ Kevin Stew, much love to you. Big ups to those who are locked in from across the pond, One Harmony Radio. King Genius. Big up, sir.
Talk you a talk on the internet, but up to now you don't give me yet. And you so pull up a shot, so come defend that. Say the one you got from to my.
Want to say big ups to those who are locked in out of New Jersey on NIE Radio.
See nothing wrong with that. You say you could have put me flat on my back. Well,
hanging out with New Jersey's finest, the motivator.
Whoa, don't make excuses.
Blessings, my brother.
Got it, then prove it. Oh God, don't make excuses. If you got it, then prove it. Yeah, time.
Want to say big ups to those who are locked in out of New York and Ireland worldwide, exhibiting the power of music. China Nicole, Gary, bless up. Big ups to those out of Long Island, New York. Massive on Reggae Pulse Radio.
Come girl, now the vibes is right and I feel the energy.
DJ Atomic Force, much love to you, bro.
Come girl, you know I'm tired of the games and I already feel it. Come girl,
bless up, bless up, bless up. Big ups to those on the Foundation Radio Network, ClintonLindsay.com. With Mr. Twinkle Toes himself, Clinton Lindsay. Mr. Lindsay. Greetings, sir. Big ups to those who are locked in out of Texas. Follow Up Radio, Dusic Media Group, WGLRO. Home of the Dana Walker Morning Show, the People's Station, taking from the sheets to the streets, touching from Detroit to Denmark and all points in between.
Nothing wrong with that. You say you could have put me flat on my back. Well, run it, girl. Whoa, don't make excuses. If you got it, then prove it.
Big ups, Danny Walker. How you doing, bro?
Don't make excuses. If you got it, then prove it. Yeah, time. I've been waiting for a long time. You say you had the best wife.
Big ups to those on PEMGTV.com. Those on Zeno FM.
time.
Welcome, welcome, welcome.
You say you had the best wine.
Those on Clubhouse, on Facebook Live, welcome, welcome.
Come, girl.
Remember, those on Clubhouse and Facebook Live, it's only a segment broadcast, so don't get too comfortable.
No sign to come out of the house. Come, girl. You know what time of the game's already.
You are invited to use a link that is pinned in the comment section
Come, girl.
and written in the description.
Time.
It takes you to kevinstew.com, the home of the night shift to DJ Kevin Stew, where you're encouraged to have an encouragement through, have acceptance through enlightenment. Yeah, that's what it is. You're encouraged to have acceptance through enlightenment. Had a moment there, but I got through it. Do forgive me. You know, every now and then you have these moments. Yeah, this was one of those moments.
For a long time, you say you had the best.
I want to say thank you to my segment sponsors.
Been waiting for a chance to test you out. I heard that you love to run your mouth. Talk you a talk on
Pulse Media Group, when being in a moment is priceless. Give them a call.
and it's so full of chat, so come defend that. Say the when
When being in a moment is priceless.
energy
What moment?
chat. Tell me a test
Any moment.
that. You say you could have put me back.
You have a camera, you have internet,
Whoa,
you have a computer with you.
got it improve it.
You're pretty much in business. They handle your videos, your photos, your streaming, your ads.
Got it improve it, yeah.
They can stream your church service, your wedding, your funeral, your party, your graduation, your seminar.
You say you had
Just give them a call, 754-999-1140.
been waiting
That's 754-999-1140.
that you love to run your mouth.
Tell them what you're doing. They'll work it out for you. And with you. Just tell them Kevin Stew sent you. I want to say thank you to Althea and her Healing Heavenly Hands. Althea is a licensed massage therapist operating out of Broad County, North Miami-Dade, and South Palm Beach counties. She comes to you, bringing her table, her oils, and over 20 years massage therapy experience. So give her a call and schedule your appointment today, 954-655-9000. That's 954-655-9000. Again, she comes to you, so think of the convenience. She only has one request outside of paying her. That is to get off her table and go sleep somewhere else when she's done. It's called the Kevin Stew Clause.
Don't make excuses if you got.
And of course, you know why, right? I'm always falling asleep on her table.
Don't make excuses if you got it and prove it.
I want to say thank you to Reggae Global Entertainment. Reggae Global act as your booking agents, handle your tour management, take care of your business registration, legal service referrals, music production, marketing and promotion, and much, much more.
I heard that you love to run your mouth.
Give them a call today.
I've been waiting for a long time.
954-804-8199. That's 954-804-8199.
That you love to run your mouth.
Check them out online at reggaeglobal.com.
Right and I feel the energy. Come, girl. You're on your mouth, no
I want to say thank you to McNeil Trucking.
Come, girl. You know what time.
With McNeil Trucking, your goods are in good hands.
Come here. Come, girl.
They're licensed and insured movers in the state of Florida.
I've been waiting for a long
So you want to move from point A to point B, put some things in storage, don't have the equipment, don't have the manpower, don't have any worries because you have the name and the phone number. 954-406-9740. McNeil Trucking.
best wine.
Just call them up and tell them you heard about them on the night shift to DJ Kevin Stew.
That you love to run your mouth. Talk you a talk on the internet, but up to now you don't give me yet. And it's so full of chat, so come defend that. Say the when you got fun to mash up my back, and I hope the energy could have back up the chat. Tell me I just see nothing wrong with that. They say you could have put me flat on my back. Well, run it, girl. Whoa, don't make excuses if you got it, then prove it. Oh, God. Don't make excuses if you got it, then prove it. Yeah. Time, I've been waiting for a long time.
The Zone of CJ.
You say you had
The track is called Long Time.
been waiting for a chance to test you out. I heard that you love to run your mouth a long time. I've been waiting for a long time.
Invite you to call a friend, tell a friend.
Say you had
Friends of your friends, friends of your enemies, enemies of your friends, and your enemies too.
for a shot.
It's a night shift to DJ Kevin Stew Community and Finance Night.
Come, girl. No, the
And tonight we're talking about retirement.
girl. You're in your mouth, no sign to come up.
And many of
Come, girl. You know what I'm telling you.
hard-working adults
Come, girl.
have been waiting a long time
Give me long time.
to get to that time of retirement. Now, of course, there are some that have had to go into early retirement
Waiting for a
for
shot.
whatever reasons.
I heard that you love to run your mouth a long time.
Tonight, we're talking about the ones that
Long time.
are getting to retirement by way of tenure, years of being in the environment, in the work world, and earning their stripes, putting in the years, and going off into retirement. Do you have a good idea of your retirement needs, what you need to make your retirement comfortable? You know, you have everything all squared away, you have it lined up, you have all your ducks in a row, and if you do, tell me about it. Let me hear what your row looks like and the type of ducks you have. 773-789-STEW gets you in touch. 773-789-7839. You see the number scrolling across the bottom of your screen. Those who are watching on kevinstew.com or on Facebook Live. And just so that you know, those that are listening in that want to come over to kevinstew.com to watch, there are two ways that you can watch. You can use the viewer that is above the stew pot, or you can use the viewer that is below. One is an on-site embedded screen, and the other one is another embedded screen, this one from YouTube Live. So big up to the YouTube Livers who are tuned into the broadcast also. And for those of you wondering what the stew pot is, it is what others call a chat room. But because we're fancy on kevinstew.com, it's what we call the stew pot. Okay, so come on over. You don't need to register. You don't need to offer your firstborn a blood sacrifice, an internal organ, anything like that to get into the stew pot. Once you go to kevinstew.com, you are a part of the broadcast, which means you can be interactive. You can remain anonymous if you choose. You can put your name so that I know who it is that I'm interacting with. All right? But to all that are locked in, thank you. So many people apparently make a crucial mistake in retirement planning. They assume they'll get by on just a fraction of their former income. And that's a mistake that you'd want to avoid. Now, you pretty much might assume that between nest egg withdrawals and the benefits that you collect from Social Security, you'll be sitting pretty once retirement rolls around. But, and there's that three-letter word that shows up at the most inconvenient time. But there are some reasons you could be grossly underestimating your retirement expenses. So, what would those reasons be? First of all, you could be assuming that your housing cost would be minimal. Now, it's understandable to make that assumption. One can make that assumption. If you're on track to have your mortgage paid off in time for retirement, then you might assume you won't spend all that much on housing once your career wraps up. But while shedding a mortgage payment could free up a lot of room in your budget, it doesn't mean housing won't cost you a bunch of money. One tricky thing about home ownership is that there's always a cost involved, even when you own your own home free and clear. You always have to pay property taxes, and those can go up over time. And you'll always have to maintain that home. Well, the cost of that can go up over time too, and actually will. Inflation. You know, as I say that now, I probably need to sit down with a professional on this broadcast one night and we talk about what inflation really is. Because when you think about it, if everything remains constant, your going to your job remains constant, your the payment of your mortgage or your car note or whatever, your health insurance, life insurance, these payments remain constant. But, well, constant in that they are constantly recurring, then why is there inflation? You know, what is it that is causing, if everything is being done the same way that they've always been done, what is causing things to go up? Because in the grand scheme of things, as we use things, their cost depreciate, although their value appreciates. Because more and more we realize how good they are to us. So where does this inflation thing comes from? I digress. So you have these things that tend to go up over time. Property taxes and the cost to maintain your home. And if you've lived in the same home for a long time, it could be starting to age, as you are. And that could mean having to spend more money on maintenance and repairs during retirement, not less. So that is the first thing that throws people off. The next is that you could be assuming healthcare will be more affordable. Well, you're getting older, which means just like on the home, things start to break a whole lot more on your body. You know, organs start to fail, bones become brittle, things like that. It's a big myth that Medicare is a low cost means of accessing healthcare. You pay a premium for Medicare, both Part B and Part D, and you'll be on the hook for deductibles and co-pays that add to your cost. And that's not even accounting for the many services Medicare will not pay for. Many seniors are shocked to learn that it won't cover the cost of a routine dental cleaning. It also won't pay for eye exams. Meanwhile, your healthcare cost could increase substantially, especially if medical issues arise as you age, which, again, is what you'd kind of expect to happen because you're aging. Now, it's not to say that it must happen, because as the very young and sprightly nurse Marva Riley will tell you, as she eats, sleeps, and meditates, and she shares the two books that she has out, Eat, Sleep, Meditate, and Share. Simple, healthy, easy, inexpensive recipes. Yeah, that's what SHARE stands for. It's an acronym. As she celebrates life in her 60s, you can't really tell. The other day she had a video up where she was dropping it like it's hot. I know some women in that age group, they look at people dropping it like it's hot and lay it down like it's lukewarm. You know, that kind of a thing. But here she is as a result of living by practicing what she preaches, living by her word. And so the whole cost of healthcare for some really goes up exponentially. The next thing is many people associate working with collecting a paycheck. But there's a hidden benefit to working, and that is having something to do with your time. So the next misconception is that there's an assumption you can stay entertained cheaply. Now, here we go again. Down the hole that says we don't know what is going to happen when you enter this realm. And so once you retire, you want to fill the hours that you spent plugging away at a job. And that could be a more expensive prospect than you'd expect. Which is probably the same reason why some people get into retirement age and decide, hey, I'm going to go get a part-time job because now I'm collecting this retirement check. I can't earn more than X amount. And there's all this time that I have on my hands. What am I going to do? Sit around and be sedentary at home and just wither away? I have to be doing something. So whether it is that they start their own business or they go and start a new job in retirement age, they got to do something. Then you have some that look forward to retirement so that I can go to the golf course and the bowling alley and go fishing that much more often. However, again, these are not cheap ventures. So there is the cost of entertainment that comes into play. Now, there's plenty of free entertainment, things like hiking or visiting museums. But even that, visiting a museum, to leave a contribution at the door, can't add up. So visiting museums is on the list, but the museums typically don't charge seniors an entrance fee. But you'll probably want and need variety, at least once in a while. And that could mean paying hundreds of dollars each month for things like cable, social outings with friends, day trips, well, maybe trips to visit your family members, visit the grandkids or the sibling, whomever. All these little things can add up substantially in a month. Basically, it is easy to assume that you'll need a lot less income in retirement than when you're working. But that is a bad assumption to make. And you know what they say about assumptions, right? So before you go and take on the disaster of assuming, you want to sit down to think about the expenses that you will face as you enter that retirement bracket, as you enter that realm of not having to go out and hustle and bustle and whistle while you work and go through the early morning traffic jams and the late afternoon traffic jams in peak hours, and you get to enjoy the grandchildren's soccer games or your children's soccer games if you could have been sprightly like that. I don't know. Old but not cold, that kind of a thing. Yeah, typically that's for the men, not necessarily the women. The women get to have grandkids where they get at that age, where they get to go out and play. But if you're a late bloomer woman, though, where you had your child very late in life, like say Janet Jackson did, yeah, then in retirement age, you could end up going to some of these games, the ballet recital and the music recital and the football game and the soccer game and the track meet and whatever else that they have gotten into. And even that, because they're children, they're not working, they're not paying for that. Somebody has to pay for that. And if you are the one who in retirement is paying for this, now you're not only looking about your entertainment, or unless you're paying for this as your entertainment. And I guess that makes it a little bit different. But you still have to consider this expense as you have gone into the realm of retirement. Have you thought about those things? Have you taken that into consideration when you've been doing your calculations? If not, that's something to start looking at. We're going to take a quick little break. And when we come back, we're going to talk some more looking at retirement. During this break, this is where we're going to part company with those on Clubhouse and those on Facebook Live. I do appreciate of your support and you coming on and being a part of this. And so as we part company, I just want to let you know, looking at doing some multitasking here and wondering what is going on with one of these things. However, I do want to remind you, as we take this break, that skincare is for everyone, and that includes our men. So with face care, beard care, and fragrances available, you can check out my Mary Kay store. Yes, my Mary Kay store. Kevin Stew has a Mary Kay store. And it's the link to get there is marykay.com/Kevin Stew. Of course, along with finding stuff for men, you can find stuff for women, because everybody expects there to be ladies' products. But it's not about the makeup as much as it is about the skincare for me. And this is why I got involved. So skincare for men, skincare for women. And one of the products that Mary Kay has that I really find fascinating is their CC cream. And so it's a skin balancing cream. You want to balance your skin tone, you're not really sure how the powders are going to work. You don't like the feeling of powders on your face. It feels kind of heavy, some of them, and whatever else. This cream is light, and it helps to balance out your skin tone. And this lady in this picture, those of you who are watching, this is an actual picture. I took this picture after doing a little bit of pampering with her and her son, her 16-year-old son. And they had a little pampering spa day where they did their hands with a little bit of moisturizer, so you can get the satin hand set yourself, men and women, because it works. Everybody has hands. And this was the finishing touch for her, the CC cream. And that's an actual picture. So check it out, marykay.com/Kevin Stew, and see what is there for you, your husband, your wife, your child even, because there are teen products there too for acne, things that, and everyone has acne problems from time to time. So see what is there and that can work for you. marykay.com/Kevin Stew.
Pulse Media Group, innovative streaming and recording, has done it again. A new way to get your business in full view of your neighborhood consumer through AdShare TV. It's available in your neighborhood today. It's easy. Just call us 754-999-6020. Become a host today and place a TV monitor in a strategic location so it's easy to see. Get a 1-minute video ad or longer that plays anywhere in our network. Can't be a host? No problem. For a few dollars, we'll run your 30-second video ad. A host can run announcement specials like buy one get one free or discount ads. Let's turn your flyers into a 30-second video with music or a voiceover, or let us create and run your video ad with a spokesperson. Take advantage of our early enrollment discount. Join us today. Your ad will be seen at least 30 times per day in your AdShare TV neighborhood. It's easy. Just call us 754-999-6020. AdShare TV, part of Pulse Media Group.
Today in school, I learned a lot. In chemistry, I learned that no one likes me. In English, I learned that I'm disgusting. And in physics, I learned that I'm a loser.
Today in school,
In math,
I learned that I'm ugly
I
and
learned
useless.
that I'm trash.
And in gym,
In biology,
I learned that I'm
I
pathetic
learned that I'm fat
and a
and
joke.
stupid.
In history,
Today in
I learned that
school,
I'm trash.
Today in school, I learned that I have no friends. In English, I learned that I make people sick. And at lunch, I learned that I sit on my own because I smell. In chemistry, I learned that no one likes
In
me.
biology, I learned that I'm fat and stupid.
In English,
And in
I
math,
learned that I make people
I
sick.
learned that I'm trash.
The only thing I didn't learn in school today.
The only thing I didn't learn today.
The only thing I didn't learn
Is why no one ever helps.
Kids witness bullying every day. They want to help, but they don't know how. Teach them how to stop bullying and be more than a bystander at stopbullying.gov. A message from the Ad Council.
Reggae Global Entertainment presents the brand new self-titled album from Yishka with 9 great songs. Oh, Baby, Let Me Love You.
Oh, baby.
Be Grateful for Life.
Be grateful for life.
Shake You Down.
Girl, I wanna shake you
What else can I do?
What else can I do?
Babe, Come Over.
Baby, come over.
My. It's our time
It's our time. You know I love you.
for your love.
For your love, I would do anything.
I'm Falling.
I'm falling in love again.
Yishka. 9 great songs. Available on all streaming platforms.
You sure look good tonight.
Available now.
Hey, I'm representing for DJ Calvin Stew, working on the night shift radio show. Won't go changing like the weather, just to please the devil never. Well, DJ Calvin Stew sell his soul, that's a word and honor. It's Christine representing word and honor. Celestia DJ Calvin Stew.
Headed down this road, don't know where it leads to. I put on my coat, hoping that I'll see you. There's some things I've learned in my life. I need my time, but every time there you go. It's been a minute since we last spoke. I hope things ain't different. I still visit where we used to hang out. Hey Scout, I'll be at the lookout. Headed down this road, don't know where it leads to. I put on my coat, hoping that I'll see you. Headed down this road, don't know where it leads to. I put on my coat, hoping that I'll see you. And even if I don't, life has a way of working out. Right now I'm headed home while taking my old route. There you go. It's been a minute since we last spoke. I hope things ain't different. I still visit. Hey Scout, I'll be at the lookout. Headed down this road, don't know where it leads to. I put on my coat, hoping that I'll see you. Headed down this road, don't know where it leads to. I put on my coat.
The sound of Rachel David Lee bringing us back from the break. It's called Put On My Coat. Kind of a nice little vibe that you want to experience as you get into that retirement age, isn't it? Yeah, put on your coat and head out and just enjoy what life brings. But can you actually afford to retire? So you've made it to that age. Can you go ahead and play that game? No matter how old you are, Retirement should be a goal that you're planning for and working toward. Unfortunately, many people are not on track. Now, one of the things that people hear about, especially when it comes to America, is you go to America, you get a job, you work for X amount of years, and then you retire, and you live pretty, you get comfortable, and you go through during retirement stuff, playing golf, playing shuffleboard, and playing bridge, bingo. Well, it may not quite be the case. No matter how old you are, it's something that you're looking forward to. And nearly half of American workers agreed with the statement. Which statement? I do not have enough income to save for retirement. Which takes me back to that question I asked in the first segment. Where did this inflation thing come from? Because at some point in time, for this retirement dream to have been manifested, then some people had to have been working and going into retirement because this was the thing to do. Well, according to a 2021 survey by Transamerica Center for Retirement Studies, TCRS, additionally, 57% of workers said they plan to work in retirement. And of those respondents, 80% cited financial reasons. So we're not talking about not having anything to do with their time, so they feel like they need to work. No. Because of financial reasons. So if you hope to retire someday, yeah, we don't know which day, but someday, you need to be sure you can afford to do so. How do you know that you're not there yet? How do you know that you're looking to retire but can't actually do it? Well, here are some signs. You have a high level of debt. Now, for many of those that went to college that didn't get the cushy job that they were expecting after coming out of college, they have what is known as student loans. Heard of that thing? Yeah. And some of those student loans, you look at them and you look at life and you look at your student loan and you would say, okay, go ahead and take my life. Because there's no way I'm paying back this student loan. That kind of a thing. Not to say that you should be giving up your life for a student loan. No, don't do that. But you have a high level of debt. And ideally, you would want to transition into retirement debt-free. But of course, not realistic. Maybe just hopeful, but not quite realistic. And this is the case for many people. Having some debt, such as a home loan that may affect tax deductions, isn't necessarily a bad thing. Hey, Miss Do, how you doing? And this was what Melissa Hannum, a CFP with Country Financial, said. Quote, the problem arises when you still have a high level of debt. Industry guidelines suggest that your mortgage expenses, including principal, interest, insurance, and real estate taxes, should be no more than 28% of your pre-tax household income. 28%. In reality, how many people have that experience? Your total debt, housing debt plus auto loans, credit cards, etc., should be no more than 36% of your pre-tax income. Is this sounding more fictitious as we go along? If you're already struggling to keep your debt below these percentages, then are you ready to retire? The answer to that question is no. Not at all. Next is the fact that you are spending more than you have coming in, which pretty much happens anyway. Shopping might be good for the economy, but remember that word, but? Yeah, it negates everything that comes ahead of it, right? So it's not so much your bottom line. Hanum said that if you're currently spending more than you're earning, then you're not on track to retire. Now, let's pause for a moment and look at gas prices. If you're a truck driver, as in you do these cross-country hauls, you do these multi-state hauls, then you know that it costs upwards of $3,000 to put gas in your truck. For those who drive regular cars like myself, who struggle when you're paying upwards of $80 in a week, you know. But if you're driving a truck, a tractor trailer, and you're doing these big rig hauls, you're paying in excess of $3,000 to put gas in your truck. Now, that alone is a mind-blowing expense for many people. So if you see angry truck drivers out there, you know why gas price high. But that would be the case affecting just about every driver right about now. And so it's easy to spend more than you're getting in, because as these expenses go up, your income stays kind of level. It's one of the hardest things ever to get a pay raise. And if you are getting it, it comes at the end of the evaluation period for the year. So once a year, when the gas prices and other expenses are going up several times in the year, you started off the job kind of off to the side of the 8 ball, and by the end of the year, you're behind the 8 ball. So when you get that increase, you end up back a little bit off to the side of the 8 ball, but not clear. You're still behind. And so you're in a bit of a spot because you're not getting that much to cover your expenses. And that puts you in the bracket of not being ready to retire. While employed, you may think that you'll always have the opportunity to make up bad spending habits by getting a higher paying job, getting that annual bonus, or even getting a raise. When you're retired, those opportunities are no longer available. Poof, gone. What do you have to go on? And that is why it's important to get your spending in check from early. Do it before you hit retirement age so that you get into the habit of maintaining this kind of spending habit. Creating a budget and sticking to it. Having a budget doesn't mean you can't shop. You can't travel. You can't have hobbies. That's not what it means at all. It means now you are aware of accounting for these things. And so you get into that habit and you prepare to make sure that your spending doesn't exceed your income. If you find that your emergency fund is running low, as many Americans do today, then you might also be in a little bit of a problem. Even though you are not receiving a paycheck anymore, the same unexpected emergencies can pop up during retirement. A random car repair, appliance mishap, unforeseen emergency room bill. All these can affect your retirement plan and cause an unexpected crash. Crash to your cash train. You know, all of a sudden, the little cash train that you were riding just derails because of one of these things popping up. According to Jordan Grummel, host of the Earn and Invest podcast and author of Taking Stock, he explains that retirees should have at least 1 full year's worth of expenses saved in a liquid and conservative form of investment, such as a money market fund, short-term CD, high-yield savings account, one of these things. And if you don't have that yet, then you're not financially prepared for retirement. So let me ask you this. How many people know how much they spend on expenses for a year? Tell you what, let's do some quick math. Take on average what you spend for a month and multiply it by 12. And this is just expenses. So we're talking about how much you pay in utilities, how much you pay in mortgage or rent, how much you pay in daily expenses, your food, your gas. Take that, round it up, and multiply that by 12. That gives you a pretty good idea. Do you have that amount tucked away by itself, possibly gaining interest somewhere as you are currently working? And if not, well, according to Jordan Grumet, you're not ready for retirement. So I guess I'll be working for the rest of my life, however long that is. Because, it's rough out here in these streets. If you put your 401k on autopilot when you first started contributing and you haven't really checked it since, Hanum says, you may not be ready to retire because apparently you haven't reviewed your portfolio recently. Taking on excess risk as you near retirement can be extremely hazardous, and your portfolio could take a major hit as you're ready to call it quits. Guess what? Even being conservative today, with what has been going on in the economy, your retirement as you started off with it, let's say 10 years ago, whatever your retirement was 10 years ago, you go check it out now, you are probably down about 20%. Everybody, go take a look and then hit me up. You don't even have to call. 773-789-STEW. Call. You can call, but text, WhatsApp, Telegram. Send me a message and say whether or not you are up, level, or down in your retirement after 10 years. Over the last 10 years. What has happened with your retirement over the last 10 years? Drop me a text. 773-789-STEW. That's 773-789-7839. Let me make it run across the screen for a little bit so those of you who are watching can see it. Some people are visual that way. It's important to make the most of what you have saved up. You want to make it last throughout your retirement years. And as you near retirement, you should be shifting your portfolio away from strictly growth-oriented investments and focusing more towards wealth-preserving strategies. It can help to discuss your situation with a financial professional and determine whether or not you should rebalance your portfolio or if it is fine just the way it is. And in the midst of things, you have to think insurance. Because you may actually be lacking adequate insurance. Having enough insurance coverage, especially when it comes to health insurance, is crucial in retirement. For those 65 and older, Medicare is available, but it is not free. Grumet noted that many people decide to purchase secondary insurance. And it's important to consider medication cost as well. A person should not retire if they have not factored in medical costs to their budget. So there you have it again. All right, here. See, I just got a message from one person saying, I'm 10K in the hole over the last 10 years. I'm down $10,000 in the last 10 years. So even the conservative investing, everything has taken a significant hit. So when you're talking retirement, you have to be thinking outside of the box when you're talking about retirement packages. You can't put all your eggs in one basket for retirement. You have to be diversifying your investment whichever way you can. You have to be watching it like a hawk and watching your charts. If you don't know how to read charts, you're going to have to learn. Because there's a standard when it comes to chart reading in investments. So those that you see playing the stock market and such, they're watching these charts and seeing how they're operating and knowing when to get into trades and when to get out. And it's really more simple than you think. So anyone can learn it. And so you start doing these little things and taking more control over some of your investments. And not only now do you have something to do when you get to retirement age because you've been practicing for so long, so now you can get into the business of taking care of your own finances and manipulating it as you see fit to get maximum return on your investments. You don't just leave it to autopilot. Because whereas you may not be getting yours, the company that you're paying, they definitely will. I'm just saying. So the lack of adequate insurance is the next thing on the list. And another sign that you cannot afford to take or to get into retirement, another sign you're not ready for retirement, is that you don't have a social plan. Knowing that being prepared for retirement isn't just about the numbers. It's also about being prepared mentally. This is a big deal. So if your social circle is strictly co-workers and Facebook friends or social media friends, then you may not be ready to retire. Because as social beings, that's something else that you need to take into consideration, right? Hanum says it's important to have a plan in place to stay social and start thinking about ways to meaningfully occupy your time. Consider joining a club, starting a hobby, volunteering and making friends outside of the office. Here's the thing. Joining a club, you have club dues, expense. Starting a hobby, you have to get the equipment for the hobby. Unless you're going to be doing something like counting cars, observing cars, and you live near a major thoroughfare where you can just look out your window or sit outside in a comfortable spot. To start this hobby and keep this hobby going, it's going to have an expense. So, where do you stand? Are you ready to get into retirement? If you have an X beside everything that I just mentioned, then chances are you're not ready for retirement. We're going to take a break in a moment, and when we come back, one of the things I want to look at before we get done is a good place to live. Granted that you have a certain amount coming back to you in retirement, where's a good place to live? And how much does it cost to live there? You know, some people would think, you know, I'm gonna live right here where I am right now. However, looking at the big picture, it might cost too much to live there. How much do you need per month to live where you currently live, is it more than $2,000? When we come back, we're going to see if we can go through this list of places that are said to be the best places to retire on $2,000 a month. Does it sound like enough to get you through? And for those who are not yet at retirement age but are going through the struggles of life and need somewhere to pull some finances from, you have to be aware there's a little bit of penalty from as it comes to withdrawing early from your retirement plan, your 401k. And so we're going to look at some of those, what it could mean with making that withdrawal. Because again, we're talking about life hitting you, and sometimes you may need to dig into or dip into that little kitty that you have set aside for retirement. What could that mean? So when we come back from the break, we're going to address some of those. Call your friends, tell your friends, friends of your friends, friends of your enemies, enemies of your friends, and your enemies too. It's a night shift to DJ Kevin Stew, Community and Finance Night, and tonight we're looking at retirement. Are you ready for it? How are your retirement plans looking? Do you know where you're going to live during retirement? Is it where you live now? Can you afford it? Well, we'll talk some more when we come back from the break. In the meantime, between time, take a break yourself. Use a bathroom. Get a refreshment. Bring back a friend. We'll be right back. Matthew 28:19 says, "Go ye therefore and teach all nations." With this in mind and encouragement received during a South Florida media conference, The Church Links was birthed. The Church Links is an interdenominational worship service portal for churches, providing the tools to spread the word through technology in a cost-effective way. The Church Links, www.dahchurchlinx.com. Your links to worship and praise.
Making great music is one thing, sharing it with the world, that's another. Let the professionals at Reggae Global Entertainment help you to another level. Specializing in artist management, booking, public relations and marketing, and promotion, Reggae Global Entertainment can help you with event planning, websites, photography, and video production, press releases, legal services, and graphic design. They can even help you with music production, so you can get the sound that you want every time. Call Reggae Global Entertainment at 954-804-8199. That's 804-8199. Or visit them online at reggaeglobalentertainment.com. Teddy Greaves Jr. with 6 brand new songs out now on his brand new EP, Teddy Greaves Jr. with songs you know and love like Can You Stop the Rain? One Last Cry. Can't Get Over You. Wait Too Long. You and I. And One Last Cry, the acoustic version. Teddy Greaves Jr. Now available on all major digital platforms. Teddy Greaves Jr.
When being in the moment is priceless, consider the ability to share that moment. If you can video it, you can broadcast it. And Pulse E-Media Group has the tools you need. Weddings, birthdays, funerals, graduations, church services, parties, seminars, you name it. Pulse E-Media Group can provide you with a secure medium controlled by you to broadcast your event. Contact us at www.pulsemediagroup.com for more information. Pulse E-Media Group, when being in the moment is priceless.
It's Christina representing for DJ Kevin. You see me, I say, I don't know the boss. You see me, I say, DJ Kevin's Stew on the night shift radio show. Yo, it thing out the thing, turn up the thing loud.
Yes. A Carmantino, I'm making noise right now. You are locked in to DJ Kevin Stew on the night shift.
But down, I'm bringing us back from the break.
Wake up like a hippie to the sun.
Track called Live It Up.
Live it up, just like in my dreams.
I want to live it up like that too.
I wanna live it up.
Welcome back. Those of you just joining in, welcome to the broadcast. It's Community and Finance right here on the night shift to DJ Kevin Stew. I want to say big ups to the affiliates, One Harmony Radio, Island Worldwide, NIE Radio, the Foundation Radio Network, ClintonLindsay.com, Reggae Pulse Radio, PEMGTV.com, Zeno FM. Truly appreciate love you, each and everyone. Did I leave anybody out on the WAP Radio, Deuce Media Groups, WGLRO? If I left you out before, let me mention you now. Thank you very much. Truly appreciate love you. So, as we continue talking about retirement, this little retirement plan that we have going is seen as a lifesaver. But sometimes life happens before you get to the time when you need it to. And so here you have your little retirement package, and you may need to dip into it because things and times get hard. A 401k plan can play a key role in your retirement income, right? And this is why it's important to resist the urge from withdrawing from it early, at least before the age of 59 and a half. Where exactly they came up with that age, I don't know, but that is the age. But things happen. And there may be times in life when you need a lump sum of cash. So, what do you do? And when would that time be? Like when there's a medical emergency. You need a down payment for a house or want to pay for a child's college tuition. Things that some situations you may find yourself in and not sure where to turn. Just make sure you know the consequences of an early withdrawal. And it's never too early to start planning for retirement. So if you're not doing it yet, you might want to get started on it today. Start your retirement plan with a Bloom. So if you're considering withdrawing from your 401k early, well, what you should know is about the penalty tax. Yeah. So you're encouraged to invest in your retirement, but penalized when you get out of it early. Yeah, your own investment, your own money. You're penalized for taking it out before the scheduled, quote-unquote, scheduled time. Now, traditionally, 401k plans are employer-sponsored retirement accounts. They allow you to contribute pre-tax earnings through automatic payroll deductions, and employers can contribute to your account by matching your contributions or making non-matching contributions. Your 401k account balance grows over time, not only from your contributions, but from investment yields. However, the Internal Revenue Service, the IRS, they restrict how much you can contribute each year and when you can take penalty-free deductions. Distributions, well, it's called. Interesting, right? Yeah, I thought so too. But I got involved in it myself anyway. Now, an early withdrawal from your 401k happens when you take distributions from your account before the age of 59 and a half. The accounts are designated to provide you with an additional source of income during retirement. Hence, the age requirement on distributions. If you decide to make an early withdrawal from your 401k, the IRS will charge you a penalty. Now, the penalty for making a non-exempt early withdrawal from your 401k is a 10% tax on the distribution amount. So you must report 401k distributions on your tax return for the tax year in which you made the withdrawal. The amount due will be factored into the overall tax balance due or returned to you. So if you're a 35-year-old single filer and you made, say, $60,000 in 2022, your tax rate would be about 22%. If you take a 401k distribution of $20,000, you would add the $20,000 to your income for the year, which could impact your tax rate. Now, in this case, you'd still fall in 22% tax rate category, and as a result, would owe $4,400 income tax on the distribution, and an additional $2,000 for the 10% early distribution tax. In total, the early distribution could cost you $6,400, leaving a net amount of $13,600. So out of the $20,000 that you took as a distribution, you are only getting $13,600. Sounds rough, doesn't it? So the 20% withdrawal and the 10% that it's rough out here. In this case, it's what, 32% that is coming out of the amount that you took. Your money. 32% of it is gone. Sounds rough, doesn't it? But in the case of an emergency, does it really matter because it's an emergency. It's usually best to leave your 401k funds in the account until retirement. Doing so maximizes the account's interest earning potential and prevents significant tax penalties. Here's the thing though. When in the account you're losing money, how does that benefit you? If you're going to take, and this is where you weigh your pros and your cons, right? If you're going to take that money out of this retirement package, that there's this retirement fund that you're losing on, and invest it yourself, where you can monitor it and only get into investment portfolios that gives you a return, are you in a better position? And again, everything is taxable. So anything that is coming back to you is getting taxed. So this is tax-free money that you have put away for investment. And the company that you're investing with, whomever it is that is managing your 401k, well, they're in business, and anyone that gets into business does so to make a profit. It's not a non-profit business. So here it is, they need to make their profit. It's a government-funded business, people need to get paid. So something needs to come back to them from somewhere. Somebody has to pay. And so here it is that your money is going out, and somebody's getting some of it is going somewhere else anyway. 100% of your money investment doesn't come back to you. But when you're in a situation like our current situation, where every dollar that is invested, you're getting nothing back. Excuse me. You're getting just about nothing back. It's kind of rough, right? But this is what happens. And so to take out early from your 401k, your retirement plan, and to invest elsewhere, that could work out a little bit better for you, right? How do you avoid an early withdrawal penalty then? Well, you can avoid it by waiting until you're 59 and a half. But outside of that, there are situations which could exempt you from the 10% tax. Things like taking it because of a qualifying disability or reducing excess contributions. Just make sure you review the exceptions list to see if your situation qualifies, because there's always an exception list. Another way to avoid the 10% is to opt for a loan against your 401k account. And your loan amount won't be taxed as a distribution as long as you borrow 50% or less of your vested balance, and that is up to $50,000, or the loan is repaid within 5 years, unless you use it to buy your primary home. That's different. And your payments are substantially level. Payments are made at least quarterly over the life of the loan. Now, while 401k loans can be a good alternative, not all plan providers offer them. So you'll have to ask to see if that's an option for you. Check in, see if it works. And as an alternative to that, it is said that you could just go ahead and get a loan from somewhere else. Now, if you're not in a position to repay a loan other than taking one out of your own money, so if you have a credit union and you can borrow against what you have in your credit union that way, without much of a big deal because it's your own money, then, that's different. But when you have nothing coming in and this is the only thing that you have left and you're at your wit's end, what do you do? Because it doesn't make sense you just decide to pull the plug and call it quits. Your money still remains. Well, if you have children, then as your beneficiaries, they get your funds, and it helps them to put them in a better position. Unless you make sure, if you're gonna do that, you have laid the proper foundation with them so that they know how to manage their money, so that they don't end up in the same situation as you. I'm not encouraging anybody to check out early. Don't get it twisted. Those of you that are not strong enough to stay in the fight, call 211. Get some help. It might sound like something that someone will chuckle at, but it's serious. A lot of people have been checking out intentionally in recent times. Now, for those that make it and have a minimum of $2,000 coming in a month for retirement, where you currently live, is that a good place to retire? That's $1 million question. In the US, the average cost of monthly expenditures for people age 65 and older, rent, groceries, healthcare, averages out to about $2,000 according to geo-banking rates. A study that they did. So, your budget cannot handle passing the $2,000 per month mark. So, where are you gonna live? Do you need to make a strategic move, literally? So there are options around the country, around the United States to choose from. Whether you're hoping to move to a city with a warmer weather, or you want to be close to family, or you're looking for a tight community with a lot to do. You have a little free time on your hands now as you hit retirement. Where are you going to live on a retirement income of $2,000 a month? First place on this list is Lincoln, Nebraska. And there, the monthly healthcare cost in Nebraska's capital topped the list at $537.11. At $940 per month. Rent for a one-bedroom is also the second most expensive. But it could be worth the price, as it scored the highest livability rank. Now, this is a recent list put together. $940 per month for a one-bedroom, being listed as the second most expensive. Where did they get this list from? Next is Des Moines, Iowa. And this has a monthly expenditure of $1,820.63. Now, livability scale, Lincoln, Nebraska was 78. For Des Moines, Iowa, livability is 75. Now, how they score this, I don't really know. I didn't look into it. I just found the information, looked it over a little bit, and said, hey, I want to share this. The city earned the second highest livability rank, but rent in Des Moines averages a pricey $930 a month. Pricey, they say. Monthly healthcare costs also average $495.27, which is one of the highest on the list. Des Moines. Now, this is their list. This is not, the list, but this is their list. Greensboro, North Carolina. I hear it's pretty nice there. Their monthly expenditure is $1,779.02, with a livability number of 66. A great place to make friends. 16% of the Greensboro population is 65 and older. However, monthly healthcare cost average among the priciest at $484.48. Probably because there are so many old people living there. Or should I say, retirees. I won't call them old. Then there's Oklahoma City. Now, when I see a city like Oklahoma City on the list, I have to ask the question, is this list comprised of, or the survey, the study, did it include people from all types that are at retirement age that make $2,000 in retirement funds, or have a $2,000 retirement payout to them? Or is it just for some people? Because Oklahoma City and Lincoln, Nebraska, and Des Moines, Iowa, these places sound like some places some other folk would normally live in. if you catch my drift. But let's see what the rest of the list provides. They have a livability number of 69 in Oklahoma City, with monthly expenses of $1,725.63. Now, it might be fun to live in Oklahoma's capital city, but healthcare costs are the second highest on the list, averaging $505.62 per month. And monthly rent is on the cheaper side, though, at an average of $830. That's the cheaper side. Corpus Christi, Texas is the next on the list, with a monthly expenditure number of $1,718.34, with a livability number of 69. Chances are you'll have a vibrant social life in Corpus, as 15% of the population is 65 and older. However, healthcare are on the higher side, averaging $436.16 per month. Something to take into consideration, Corpus Christi, Texas. It's been pretty warm over there in Texas recently. Indianapolis is next on the list, with a monthly expenditure of $1,709.95. A livability number, I keep saying livability, I don't know why. Livability number of 65. At $950 a month, the average rent in Indianapolis is the highest on the list. However, you can even this out a bit at the supermarket, as grocery costs in this busy city are on the lower end, averaging just about $385.48 per month. How is it that their grocery cost is so low? What kind of products do they have? Columbus, Ohio is next. Monthly expenditures $1,680.50, with a livability of 73. It's up there. One of the most livable cities. Monthly healthcare costs in Columbus are on the lower end, averaging $373.61. However, grocery costs are among the most expensive on the list, at an average of $406.89 per month. Is it worth the trade-off? Columbus, Ohio. Then you have Cincinnati. I grew up watching this sitcom WKRP in Cincinnati. Anybody remember that? Monthly expenditures in Cincinnati, $1,640.38, with a livability of 68. Grocery costs in Cincinnati are the second highest on the list, averaging $401.95 per month. However, at a monthly average of $368.43, the city has the second lowest monthly healthcare expense. Worth it? Quite possibly. Laredo, Texas is next on the list. Monthly expenditures there round about $1,588.78, with a livability number of 71. Social butterflies could find life in Laredo challenging, as only 9% of the population is 65 and older. But on the plus side, grocery costs are on the lower end, averaging $379.71 per month. But if you're into hanging out with the younger folk, Laredo, Texas might be your spot. Then you have Tucson, Arizona. A little bit on the hotter side. If you like living out in the desert, though, this could work for you. Your monthly expenditures come in at $1,584.91, with a livability of 65. Healthcare costs in Tucson are the cheapest on the list, averaging just $351.60 per month. 1/5 of the population is also 65 or older, which is the highest on the list, which then makes it a great place to socialize as a retiree. Tucson, Arizona. Can you handle the heat though? Then you have El Paso, Texas, that is next on the list. See, all these people seem to be venturing and settling round about the central part of the country. The monthly expenditures in El Paso, $1,562.92 with a livability number of 74. Living in El Paso, you'll enjoy one of the lower one-bedroom rents on the list, averaging $810 per month, and healthcare costs are on the cheaper side also, at a monthly average of $374.04. One bedroom. Why do retirees need to just live in a one bedroom? Is that to say that they don't have friends, family coming over? They don't have anybody with them? They're kicking everybody out and then going by themselves? I don't know. Next on the list is Lubbock, Texas. Texas just dominating this list, right? The monthly expenditures in Lubbock, $1,520.60 with a livability of 68. The cheapest on the list, rent in Lubbock, averages about $690 per month. However, monthly healthcare costs are on the higher side, averaging $452.12. And wrapping up this list, not Texas, not Arizona, not Iowa, not Ohio, not Oklahoma, Louisiana. Yes, Shreveport, Louisiana. Monthly expenditures there, $1,498.65 with a livability number of 65. At a monthly average of $374.77, groceries in Shreveport are among the most affordable on the list. And additionally, rent in the city is the second lowest, averaging $730 per month. So, where are you looking to go retire? Louisiana ain't that bad now. Down there in the bayou. If you can handle that kind of life, if you can handle the weather coming in off the Gulf, if you can handle the humidity, if you can handle that life, then you can pretty much handle Louisiana. If you can handle the heat, then you can handle the central Texas area, the central U.S. area, dealing with Arizona and Texas. And again, generally, you're looking central Texas for retirement. This list comprised of mainly central states: Iowa, Oklahoma, Texas, Arizona, even Louisiana, which is, pretty much central. It's definitely in the time zone. So, where are you planning to retire and live? How much are you thinking that you'll be? When you work out the math, what is it that you'd be getting back on a monthly? How much do you need to be earning now to be getting, or investing now to be getting $2,000 a month as your monthly income from your retirement? Let's see how you stack up with being ready for retirement. Did you check off those boxes to say, yes, you're ready? How's your retirement package looking? How's your retirement plan going? Have you taken a look at it recently? And if not, maybe it's time that you do.
And this a real life story. It's time to get going. No.
As we kick off musical therapy, this is the sound of Denver Downer.
12 a.m. when midnight starts.
It's called 12 a.m., also known as Reach It. Thank you to McNeil Trucking for sponsoring this segment.
I'm in a start in a million days, but me I work
is a million ways. Daily me make a million steps, cause I got to reach for make it in a life for my dreams. So my planet want make more greens than trees for the planet. Don't get me wrong, greed me and stay from it, but life short like 12 lines to a sonnet. Hard for achieve and my mind conceive. That's why me a tough it out real concrete. Goals in a life for your wants and needs. You can't reach till you plant one seed. That's why 12 a.m. when midnight starts, I mean that with the midnight touch. House that down one light on, cause I got to reach it. Ay, I'm in the start of the millions, eh? But we are working some millions, eh? Daily me make a million steps, cause I got to reach it. Problems for my chest and I feel like I woulda bench press 5. Duty call now with a ring like S5. To the top, man, I see no express line. Work hard, no wait till next time. If you are study for your test, I sell juice like that. I beg you, do your best, you can't lose like that. No, focus, not confused like that. I make the two ends meet like hands on the clock. Was 12 a.m. midnight start. I mean that with the midnight touch. House lock down one light on, cause I got to reach it. I'm in a start to the millions, eh? But we are working some millions, eh? Daily me make a million steps, cause got to reach it. Yeah. Real life story. It's time to get going. No, real life story. Full time. Yeah, yeah. Your real life story. It's time to get going. No, real life story. Full time. 12 a.m. when midnight starts. I mean that with the midnight touch. Oh, slap down one light on, cause I got to reach it. I'm in the stars of the millions, eh? But we are working some millions, eh? Daily me make a million steps, cause I got to reach it.
Do my best, follow purpose all the way till the massive and a season. Now to the rest, I pre them vibes are from what day. What is the reason? How them I going like some never pour one time. My head is not up in the sky.
This is the sound of Savannah.
Don't know what goes on here behind my smile.
It's called Blessed.
Me, I make them know every day is a choice for rise. That's how it goes. To God and him tell me to keep on pursuing. Hold me together for he is my glue. Without him in no mood I do I'd be ruined. Beside me there is a fire brewing. Look, the book tell me send no weapon formed against me. So me now worry what them plan for come and do. I'm blessed, blessed. I'm so blessed. I'm so blessed. I'm so blessed.
How blessed are you? Do you recognize that you are blessed? This is on the Liba. The track is called Raga Soldier.
announcer.
This is Ed Robinson.
I have serious news.
A track called Love's in Need of Love Today.
Everybody, what I'm about to say could mean the world's disaster, could change your joy and laughter to tears and pain. It's that love in need of love today. Oh, don't delay, send yours in right away. Oh, because hate's going round, breaking many hearts. Oh Lord, stop it please, before it's gone too far. Hey. Ooh, ooh, the force of evil plan to make you its possession, and it will if we let it destroy everybody. We all must take precautionary measures. If peace and love you treasure, then hear me when I say that love's in need of love today. Don't delay, send yours in right away. Don't you know that hate's going round, and it's breaking hearts? Oh, we all gotta stop it. Stop it, please, before it's gone too far. Oh, yeah. Love's in need of love today. Don't delay, send yours in right away. Oh, yeah. Can you believe hate's going round, and it's breaking hearts? It's breaking hearts. Stop this, please. Stop this, please, before it goes way too far. When the summer rain is falling on my window, I don't wanna let you go, no.
This is new music from Paul Anthony.
Just stay.
It's called Summer Rain.
This time together, oh yeah, through the summer rain.
This is what some people are feeling right now.
Drip, drop on my window. Outside with a bad, please don't go. I got some things I'ma let you know. Rather not touch, baby, let me show you what I mean. Wine for the rude white girl if you want me. You already know, but let's be realize. When the summer rain is falling on my window, I don't wanna let you go, no. Oh no, my girl, just stay. Let's weather this storm together. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Summer rain.
Summer Rain. 14 minutes to the top of the hour. 14 minutes before I part company with you. Bouncing through this musical therapy segment.
Just stay. Let's weather this time together. Oh yeah, through the summer rain.
Those of you just joining in, you came for the amen, but still glad you made it. Those of you who have been hanging out with me, I'm glad you're here still. Truly appreciate of each and every one of you. You know, I couldn't do this without you, right? You're the best part of this broadcast. And I won't even try to do it without you either. Trust me on that, I give you my word. This is on a Phil Watkins. He says, listen, I want to kick it with you. Just like y'all been kicking it with me.
Sometime, baby girl, we will reasoning. Now it's time for a meeting. Without a text and phone calls, we tell you what. Time to show you the meaning. Tonight's gonna be the night when I want you next to me. You'll overflow with loving, and that's a guarantee. Tonight, baby, with you. Tonight, no hanging with my crew. An evening just for two. With you tonight, baby. I wanna put time on repeat when I'm with you. The world stands still when I kiss you. I got to make the moment count, it no matter the amount, girl. When you leave me, I go miss you. But let me say this, lady, your sexy drives me crazy. While I'm kicking it with you tonight, but say your body got me mesmerized. Will you tonight, baby? With you tonight, no hanging with my crew. An evening just for two. With you tonight, baby. Somebody we how you move it. Your body is a blessing, you I use it. You are the bomb, me I diffuse it, fuse it. I can't refuse it. The way you move, girl, the way you groove, your sexy little attitude, it gets me in the mood. The way you groove, girl, when I'm with you, your sexy little attitude, it gets me in the mood.
This is perfect, get him money.
We are working, wait till the weekend come.
Track called Waiting Pain.
You wanna get peace and big, you wanna get some. We put the white wine up on the table with 2 cups. Let's steer it up, little darling. I don't want to wait in pain for your love. Don't give me no long waiting for your love. I don't want to wait in pain for your love. Don't give me no long waiting for
This is the sound of Deja Vida.
Fish or grass don't green under my foot.
It's called the Ochitimo Bay.
Grass don't green under my foot. No, 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 no way.
No way.
Grass don't green under my foot. I can bend up like 6:30. Oh, Kevin, you're so music just turns me on. Watch it, long time you want to have it. Come my thing turn up like a zoom zoom, it's magic. I nah go chase you from Ochi to Morbay. I nah go race no gal, no time, no day. I nah go turn man come, for you no way. Turn me in a puppy show, grass so green under my foot that way, that way, that way, that way. No way. Fish me, say you me a breeze. Can't trust these men who feel like them are the honey and me are the bees. Don't feel if you tell a boy please. Go fish me, say you me a breeze. Can't trust these men who feel like them are the honey and me are the bees. I nah go chase you from Ochi to Morbay. I nah go race no gal, no time, no day. I nah go turn man come. Show grass so green under my foot that way. Grass so green under my foot. No way. Grass so green under my foot. Catch up, foot on dashboard. Everybody knows that it's me run your world. Bossy, you slip then you lost it. Cause this is not a cell, this is zoom zoom. Catch up, foot on dashboard. Everybody knows that it's me run your world. Bossy, you slip then you lost it. Cause this is not a spell, this is zoom zoom. I nah go chase you from Ochi to Morbay. I nah go race no gal, no time, no day. I nah go turn man clown, feel no way. Turn me in a puppy show, grass so green under my foot that way.
The riches and the pleasures.
This is on a dangling.
Cause you're my treasure, more precious.
The track is called This Lifetime.
Girl, I want you to know you're the melody to the soul of my life. You're like a sweet bedtime story to a little child. Lifetime won't be enough to give you all this love. I'm feeling inside, it's spiraling up. One life won't be enough to love you. Bang doom bang 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 doom bang 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 doom bang bang yeah yeah bang doom bang bang. Bang 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 yeah yeah. Can you set my soul on fire? And I found my heart's desire when I met you. Like a memory to a prisoner of a better time. You're like a cool shady tree in the summertime when the sun is high. Whoa, nah. This lifetime won't be enough to give you all this love. I'm feeling inside, it's spiraling up. One life won't be enough to love you. Yeah.
Dangling giving it to us one more once. According to him. Only like he can do it that way.
4, 6 times 6 more lifetimes. Still wouldn't be enough, Me this all up, Love enough, so till it's a pile up,
I want to thank you all for tuning in. Thank you to Matt Neil Chokin for sponsoring this segment of the broadcast called Musical Therapy. Thank you to my other segment sponsors. Pulsey Media Group, Healthy Inner Healing Heavenly Hands, and Reggae Global Radio. Thank you to my segment sponsors, all of them. Thank you to my affiliates from all over the globe. One Harmony Radio, NIE Radio, Island Worldwide, Reggae Pulse Radio, the Foundation Radio Network, ClintonLindsay.com, WGLRO, Oliwap Radio, Dusic Media Group. Much love to you, PMGTV.com. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Do remember to look out for members of your community as we part company tonight. Remember, your community is not just development that you live in, but it spreads far and wide. So those that you pass on the bus, the plane, the boat, or the train, whether you walk, ride, or drive, these are members of your community. Do something good for one of them today, because you never know who's going to do something good for you tomorrow. My name is Kevin Stew. This is how I like to do it to you, for you, and with you every Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday right here at kevinstew.com. The night shift to DJ Kevin Stew. Do join me tomorrow for Healthy Love. All being well. Good morning, good afternoon, good day to you wherever you are in the world. From right here in South Florida with Dangling in the background with This Lifetime, I bid you all a good night. Be good. If you can't be good at it. Greetings and salutations, one and all. You're invited to tune in to the night shift with DJ Kevin Stew. It airs on Mondays with Community and Finance, Tuesdays with Healthy Love, and Wednesdays with Real Talk from 10 p.m. to midnight Eastern Time. Come spend some time interacting in the stew pot where we keep things bubbling and wind down in musical therapy. The night shift with DJ Kevin Stew is on kevinstew.com, where you're encouraged to have acceptance through enlightenment.